I'm Sabil as a representative of Group 2 DBS 3E, and in this video, we will discuss about the statement that has been given, which is Bank Negara Malaysia's prediction on the rise in unemployment rate of 4.0%, involving 629,000 individuals this year weigh on customer spending.
So I will start the presentation by talking the effects of unemployment. Unemployment will cause the loss of self-esteem of an individual. This is because the person will compare themselves towards other people that is employed. Next is the loss of profits for the firm. This happens when a firm does not have enough worker and the rate of production is not as effective as it should be. Next is the cost to family and friends. When a person is unemployed, the family and the friend needs to support them financially since they do not have cash inflow towards their account because they do not have work. And lastly, loss of revenue towards the government. This happens when the firm does not have enough worker and the productivity is not as effective as it should be. So, firm needs to pay taxes towards the government. So when the firm does not have enough worker and the production is not as effective as what it should be, the tax that paid by the firm towards the government is also going to be less. Moving on to the next slide.
So now, I want to talk about how does the government control unemployment and use this way to reduce unemployment problem, especially during pandemic COVID-19. Firstly, the government has applied monetary policy. There are many tools of monetary policy used to control unemployment. First is open market operation, which is a policy of buying and selling government securities by the central bank in the open market. Second is reserve requirement, which is referred to the amount of reserve commercial banks are required to keep in the central bank. Lastly is reduced interest rate or discount rate, which can be used to encourage more investment. For example, due to this pandemic COVID-19, Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) has lowered the overnight policy rate (OPR) to help the consumers. Therefore, the consumers will have a surplus of cash to spend as interest rates on local loans become lower than usual. This will make demand for the goods will increase. Then, demand for the workers will also increase. So, the unemployment rates will be reduced. Secondly is, the government has also applied fiscal policy. There are two tools of fiscal policy used to control unemployment. First is decrease in taxes, which is the government will reduce the taxation on the community. Second is increase the government expenditure, which will affect the aggregate demand. For example, due to this pandemic COVID-19, the government has launched Bantuan Prihatin Nasional (BPN) to help ease the burden of the citizens. Therefore, they will use the money to buy necessities, so the production of goods will increase. Because of that, demand for the workers will also increase and the unemployment rates can be reduced.
Okay, so besides fiscal policy and monetary policies, the third measures is direct control measures. First point is training and technical education. So the government will provide all the training and education, especially for people that struggle securing their jobs, especially during this kind of time. So for example, technical and vocational education and training, normally known as TVET, were given the green light to conduct their training and theory course online during the movement control order. Second point is development of renewal land. The government should make a new plan that will create more job opportunities, focusly for people from pastoral or agricultural area. For example, the government should make small land development and settlements such as Felda and Felkra. This will ensure our unemployment decreasing because of more job opportunities given. Okay, thirdly, job creation in various sectors of an economy. The government can create jobs that have more diversity so more jobs opportunities can be produced. For example, food delivery, mass makers, and contact tracers have become more popular because the COVID-19 pandemic.
And now I'm going to talk about the analysis of labor force and labor force participation. Based on the research data of Department of Statistics in Malaysia, the labor force in our country increased 1.1% to 15.84 million persons, while employed persons decreased by 0.4% to 15.10 million persons as compared to the third quarter of 2019. Quarter on quarter, labor force and employed persons inclined 1.1% and 1.4% respectively as against previous quarter. Labor force participation rate or LFPR in the third quarter of 2020 rose 0.3 percentage points to 68.4% from 68.1% in second quarter of 2020. The employment to population ratio increased by 0.6% to 65.2% as compared to the second quarter of 2020. Meanwhile, during this quarter, outside as labor force stood at 31.6%.
With supported data from the Department of Statistics Malaysia, we have concluded that the unemployment rate from the year 2019 to 2020 dropped 0.4 percentage points quarter on quarter to 4.7% as the number of unemployed people reduced by 46,800 to record a number of 745,000 people in Malaysia. This is opposed to the Bank Negara's prediction for this year's rise in unemployment rate of 4.0%. In our presentation, we have covered the topic of unemployment related to the statement given. For now, that is all from us. Thank you.